Okay, everyone. So I'm here to talk about the menu and the materials that are posted. So if you go into Tuck Everlasting Outdoor Ed menu, we have some slides. And I'm going to open it up. And we also have the menu choice board. Those are the two assignments that you will be taking out each day. So the slides are directions for each day. So it takes you day by day. So just make sure that you're on the proper slide for each day. So it goes in order. So just make sure that whatever day it is, you look for the date so you can stay up to date with what you're supposed to do. So I'm just going to explain the overview of the menu choice board. This is where all the assignments are on. So as you move forward, you should be always looking at this and having this open each day. So the expectations for the next 5 days are for you to complete a total of 1 activity from the mandatory writing category. You're going to complete 1 activity from mandatory application and analysis, and then other activities that are from part 2. So I'm going to show you what that means. So in the 5 days, that of outdoor ed, you are expected to complete 1 of these activities from here. So you either do read and respond or grab a quote. 1. And it says highlight. So let's say I decide to do grab a quote. I highlight. So your teacher knows which one you're going to do. And let's say I decide to do the acrostic poem. So once I've looked through all the possible activities, I should make a decision and highlight. So when you click, let's say you click grab a quote and you decide to do grab a quote, you're going to have the view only privileges. So you need to make sure that you hit file and make a copy. So I'm going to do that right now. You're not file, make a copy. And that's on the top left corner. And I'm going to always label it in my drive somewhere. Let me just move to my drive. Okay, and I'm going to label it grab a quote, and I'm always going to put my first name. So let's pretend I'm the student, Maria Cosillo, grab a quote. Okay, so after I finish this activity, I move on back to the menu, and then I move on to acrostic poem. And once I finish acrostic poem, remember you're going to have to hit file, make a copy, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to just say Maria Cosillo, acrostic poem. Okay. I'm going to put it in my drive. Okay. So it's important that you know what you're going to title your documents. If you want to call it TE menu work 1, TE menu 2, just know where everything is in your drive. Okay, so after you work on part 1, you're moving on to part 2. So note, when you are working through the days, by day 3, you should be already on part 2. So if you're not on part 2 by day 3, you are behind. So then for part 2, you decide activities from the following categories right here. But no, it's a little different because it's supposed to total 10 points. So that means I could do many 2-point assignments. I could do all of these assignments right here. 2 times 5 equals 10 points. Or I could do one of these assignments here and then another assignment here. 2 plus 8 is 10. The important part is that part 2 is equal to 10 points. Part 1 is 1 from this category right here, and then another 1 activity from this category. So as you notice, I've highlighted the activities that I've decided to do on the menu. I decided to do 1 tweet summary and 1 cartoon. So once you're done, by day 5, you should, in theory, be almost, if not all done. So if you notice, I'm going to go to day 5. So this is an example, you go to student directions. So you take a look at all the menu activities you've completed so far, and you have to make sure that it follows all the assignment expectations. If you still need to work on a final menu activity, continue. But just know that the homework is that this is all due by October 16th. So if you look at the calendar, it's due by Tuesday, October 16th. So we're giving you a little bit of time over the weekend to work on it. So if you notice, the due date is October 16th. So let's say I'm ready to turn in. I'm going to hit Add, Google Drive, and I'm going to find my materials. So let's pretend, I have it somewhere in my drive. Let's pretend that it's these activities. I hit it, and then I hit Add. This is just random other activities from my niece's account, but it's okay. And I hit Turn In. Make sure you hit that Turn In button, and then it will be officially turned in to your teacher. I'm going to X this out because it's not related. Okay, so hopefully you understand that you have to do part 1, one of each category, and then part 2 is 10 points. So just make sure that you're highlighting so your teacher knows what she or he is looking for. Okay. Some tips about this menu work is to just make sure that you are following the day-by-day directions. And also, if you're having some trouble with the directions and you're not understanding, seek the teacher for help. Most likely, you're going to have an English teacher helping you. Paper copies are available somewhere in the room. Just look for them, and you can do everything on paper if you like. If you don't have access to a computer at home, we suggest that you get paper copies.